And then your dad, he was also a businessman, correct?
Yeah.
Can you walk me through that relationship of how he probably inspired you to get started?
Yeah, I would say he wasn't necessarily the most patient or best teacher. Like, it wasn't like he sat down with me and explained to me, like, this is how it works and this. But more observing is where I learned from him and watching what he did. You know, I was in the car plenty of times when he was on business calls. A few things that him being a businessman and success did for me. One, and I think about this with my own kids now, it's like I saw what work ethic looked like. Yeah. And that, like, you don't put it down. Running a business is hard, and it's kind of 24/7, and it's a part of your life. And I saw that. I also always had this lack of, how do I put it? A lot of people have this like inferiority complex, or this, you know, sort of starstruck nature when it comes to more successful people. The CEO, so many employees are afraid of their CEO and et cetera. And being the son of one, I just never had that. I never saw them as anything different than another person that either was hardworking and or lucky and got to a good place. But I never sat in the room with anyone and saw them above me because of their level of success. I thought they might be smarter than me or more fortunate than me or both, but they're still just another person. And even at a young age, that was the way. And when I was in college, I remember hearing that feedback from professors and from other things I was doing in college. I had this lack of fear of going to someone, and again, in a traditional sense, superior to me, and just having a normal conversation. And it really opened a lot for me.
That's huge, right? Having a lack of fear of speaking to someone of a hierarchy really sets you apart. Yep. So, like, where was that inflection point where it first started, where you noticed that you had a lack of fear of speaking to someone of superiority?
Yeah, it was actually when it came, I still remember the day it happened. I was having a real estate negotiation for my fraternity house.
Love that.
And we had our fraternity advisors, 2 guys there. And I was talking to the owner of the building and just having a conversation. Like, oh, well, what about, and just like talking through it. We get out of there. They're like, how are you so comfortable with that real estate guy? And like, you're 19 years old having these, like, I'm not even that comfortable. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it till someone, you know, double my age or more than that was telling me, you know, how incredible it was that I was having these conversations and being so poignant and talking to these people. And then I started getting the feedback from some of my professors too in college. Like, before that, in high school, I went to a really hippie high school. I knew all my teachers very well. Like, we'd even go like hang out at their houses. Like, it was, my graduating class was 11. So like, there wasn't really, I didn't know any different. So when I was younger, I didn't really know the difference. Then when I got to college and saw how many other people couldn't do it, the funny part of it was also like, when we'd have a party and the cops would come, I was the one that always had to talk to the cops to kind of break it up, because I knew how to. I was calm, collected, but I was like, there was no fear of authority, and I was just like, they're guys doing their job. They got a phone call saying these kids are being too loud, and they showed up. I just saw it for what it was, and would go outside and be like, hey, sorry about that. We'll get everyone out. You know, really sorry you guys had to waste your time. This shouldn't be what you're doing. And I know, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, thank you. If you could just get it out orderly and shut it down, no problem. And I was always just respectful. And my friends would be like, how'd you do that? I'm like, there was nothing, no trick to that. It's, again, just this irrational place people go when it comes to, again, a perception of authority. And we instill it.